Today I'm going to talk about health and disease, health in adolescence, and healthy lifestyles. Well, first, what is health? In the past, health has been taught as just the absence of disease. However, now it's known as the physical state and mental well-being. A disease is a disorder that affects health by affecting our organism's body, organs, tissues, or cells. Now, health in adolescence. Well, health in adolescence is divided in various subtopics. For example, mental health. Mental health. This means to be good with your emotions and have full control of your actions. Avoid violence. Well, this means to avoid conflict at any time. Try to not to fight with other persons. Now, use protections to avoid HIVs and AIDS. Well, this is easy, like use protection every time you have sexual intercourse. And physical activity. This means to do exercise. Okay, you need to do exercise at least 20 minutes a day. Avoid alcohol and drugs. Well, and nocive substances are very harming for your body, and more at this age because it slows your growing. And good diet to avoid malnutrition or obesity. Well, this is easy. It's only to have a good diet, a balanced diet that has enough proteins. I think you need to have a good body because it helps you a lot inside also. Now, healthy lifestyles. Well, healthy lifestyles is also divided in various subtopics. For example, exercise. Also, in adolescence, is the same. You need to do at least 20 minutes a day of good exercise, but really to lose energy and strengthen your body. Also, a good diet. You need to have the right proportions. Do not eat too much of something. Enough fiber also. Avoid noxious substances. Even though you can consume it, it's not good for you that you consume it very much. Like, for example, alcohol or smoking, drugs, etc.
The characteristics that unify living beings can be summarized in 8 points: organization, genetic code, response to stimuli, homeostasis, metabolism, growth, reproduction, adaptation, and evolution. The first characteristic of life listed was organization. This simply means that living things are made of cells. Cells are the most basic unit of life. It doesn't matter if those cells are plants, animals, fungi, or bacteria. The second one is the genetic code. All living organisms store genetic information using the same molecules, DNA and RNA. Responsive stimuli is the third one. This is simply a reaction to an internal or external force. Think about a sunflower tilting toward the sun, a dog panting when hot, or trees losing their leaves in the fall when the sunlight levels decrease. Our fourth characteristic is homeostasis. Homeostasis is a term used to describe maintaining a stable internal environment. In other words, think about how our bodies maintain a constant body temperature or how blood sugar levels are consistent. The fifth one is metabolism. Metabolism is essentially a collection of chemical reactions occurring within the body or cell. These reactions vary in form and function, but they promote processes such as protein synthesis, chemical digestion, cell division, or energy transformation. The sixth one is growth. All living beings, to a greater or lesser extent, increase their volume, that is, their growth. The seventh one is reproduction. If something is alive, it must be capable of reproducing. Multicellular life forms such as humans reproduce sexually, while unicellular life forms like bacteria reproduce asexually. The last one is adaptation ability and evolution. The world has changed, is changing, and will change. Every one of the species settled in this planet is forced to adapt and evolve in order to survive. If it does not happen, the punishment will be extinction. The difference between eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells is that the eukaryotic cells are those which have a membrane-bound nucleus that contains genetic material, as well as organelles that are also membrane-bound, whereas prokaryotics are cells that do not have a nucleus and membrane-encased organelles. All living things are composed of cells. However, there are different kinds of cells, and cells are divided into one of two groups: prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. Eukaryotic living things with eukaryotic cell structures and prokaryotics living things with a prokaryotic cell structure are similar in many respects. but they have key differences, including different organelles that carry out different functions. The distinction between eukaryotics and prokaryotics is based upon two theories regarding the role of cells in biology. Cell theory states that all living things are made out of cells, and biogenesis theory proposes that all living cells came from other existing cells. So cells cannot spontaneously arise from no living things.
Good afternoon, classmates and teacher. My name is Eli Cárdenas Valencia, and today I'm going to talk about two topics. The first topic is the history of the compound microscope. We first should talk about the composite microscope. This ancient microscope combined magnifying glasses to show an object in an increased size. But the compound microscope wasn't used for scientific purposes just until 1665, when Robert Hooke used the microscope to watch and then provide the concept of the cell. Years later, Anton van Leeuwenhoek developed a new technique of manufacturing lenses that allowed him to observe samples up to 200 times its size. Microscopes were not very popular among scientists due to its aberrations caused by the defects of the lenses. Until the 19th century, it was possible to perfect the microscope, and since then it became a handy tool for the scientists. The final topic is the cell and the cell theory. So let's first define what is a cell. Are the simplest unit of living matter that exists. The two primary kinds of cells is first the eukaryotic cell, which have a true nucleus in which it contains DNA, and the prokaryotic cells, which have no nucleus. In the prokaryotic cells, the DNA is called up in a region called nucleus. Finally, I'm going to talk about the cell theory. The cell theory postulates four arguments that are the next ones. The first postulate affirms that the cell is the morphological and structural unit of living things. In other words, this affirms that all living things are made of. The next postulate is omnis cellula ex cellula, which means that every cell comes from a pre-existing cell. The third postulate affirms that the cell is the physiological unit of life. This means that all vital functions take place within the cell, and only one is enough to generate life. And the fourth and last official postulate affirm that the cell contains the hereditary information for the control of its development, growth, reproduction, and to transmit the information to the next generation. And that's all the information of the topics, the history of the microscope, and the cell theory. I hope you like it, and thanks for your attention.
Homeostasis. Homeostasis refers to the ability of the body or cell to seek and maintain a condition of equilibrium or stability within its internal environment when dealing with external changes. There are 11 organ systems. The first one is the muscular system that is responsible for the movement of the human body. Attached to the bones of the skeletal system, there are about 700 named muscles. The second one is the urinary system, also known as the renal system, that it produces, stores, and eliminates urine, the fluid wasted excreted by the kidneys. The number 3 is the reproductive system, that is a collection of internal and external organs in both males and females that work together for the purpose of procreating. In number 4, we have the digestive system, that is uniquely designed to turn the food that you eat into nutrients which the body uses as energy, cell repair, or growth. The endocrine system is the collection of glands that produces hormones that regulate metabolism, growth, and development. In number 6, we have the respiratory system, that is the series of organs responsible for taking in oxygen and expelling carbon dioxide. The seventh one is the integumentary system, that is the main function is to act as a barrier to protect the body from the outside world. In number 8, we have the circulatory system, that is a vast network of organs and vessels that is responsible for the flow of blood, nutrients, hormones, oxygen, etc. In number 9 is the skeletal system that performs vital functions like support, movement, protection, blood cell production, things that enable us to survive.
10 is the immune system, that is the one that protects us against disease or other potentially damaging foreign bodies. And the last one is the nervous system, that is a complex collection of nerve and specialized cells known as neurons that transmit signals between different parts of the body.
Okay, so let's talk about biology fields of study and branches of biology. First of all, we need to know what biology is. Biology is the science of life. Its name is derived from the Greek words bios, life, and logos, that means study. Biologists study the structure, function, growth, origin, evolution, and distribution of generally considered to be at least 9 umbrella fields of biology, each of which consists of multiple subfields. First of all, biochemistry, that is the study of material substances that make up living things. Botany, the study of plants. Also, there is agriculture, that is a branch of botany. Cellular biology, the study of the basic cellular unit of living things. Ecology, the study of how organisms interact with their environment. Evolutionary biology, the study of the origins and changes in diversity of life over time. Genetics, the study of heredity. Molecular biology, the study of biological molecules. Physiology, the study of the function of organisms and their parts. And for all, zoology, the study of animals, including animal behavior and their kingdom. Obviously, as you can see, all the branches of biology and their studies are of living things or past living things. As you can see, for people or animals, there is a medicine or anatomy. For plants, botany. For celestial bodies, there is astrobiology. For the past living things, there is paleontology. And for the social beings, there is social biology. They are all branches of biology. As you can see, as the word, there is always bio, that means life. So there is a list with all the studies and branches that are in biology. There are 44 exactly. So, how life started in planet. Earth is estimated to be 4.5 billion years old. As for much of that history, it has been home to life in one weird form or another. Indeed, some scientists think life appeared the moment our planet environment was stable enough to support it. The earliest evidence for life on Earth comes from fossilized mass of cyanobacteria called Astromatoliths. There is samples of 3.7 billion years old of these Astromatoliths. Ancient of the origin, there is a bacteria already biological complex which has DNA that produce protein. So scientists think that life comes from very behind, then that proves so. There is a certain instead that it came from a distant world, from a falling comet or asteroid. It was carrying our first molecules of living beings.